Right, so welcome back. As you can see, Christmas spirit is upon us, definitely. And to get us going in that mode, I'm going to bring to you a Q&A. I sat down with Afromationz, my very good friend Michaela, and we talked about all of our hair issues, hair dramas, and hair experiences that we have had over the years. First and foremost, we got to catch up because we literally have not seen each other for about 10 years. So the catch up was amazing. But as well as that too, we kind of got to backtrack a bit and see, you know, what kind of hair choices were we making before? What were the memories that we had? How do we feel about the makeup that we used to use as teenagers until now? And so we had a nice little reflect on what's been happening over the years in terms of our personal appearance, hair, makeup, etc. So please do watch both parts. We had to split it up, part 1 and 2, and enjoy our musings as we have lunch at, where did we go? Canteen in Spitalfields, okay? And I will highly recommend that restaurant because brunch was, it was amazing, okay? So please do enjoy the video as it comes, and straight after part 1, watch part 2 and enjoy. Bye. Hey, so my name's Davina.
My name's Michaela.
And we are going to be doing a brunch style Q&A catch up. Number 1, it's been forever since we've seen each other.
Yes.
And since we both, like literally years, and since we both have natural hair, positive black imagery platforms, yeah, is that right way to kind of describe it?
Yeah, that's perfect.
That we are going to go through some black girl questions, so to speak. So let's enjoy.
Can you pass me the pepper, please?
Oh, I got myself a full English meat version.
And I don't know if you can see, I've got a veggie breakfast, bubble and squeak, 2 poached eggs, beans, and mushrooms.
I'm quite liking that poached egg, and I just have a bowl full of beans because that's literally what I am. Did you ever have a relaxer?
No. But in saying that, what's the question?
So the question is, did you have support from anyone while you were transitioning?
Ah, okay. No, never had a relaxer. I permed my fringe.
I had a friend who did that.
Reason being. So in school, you know the days of where you'd have different hairstyles.
Yeah.
So you might have like 1, 2 plaits, 1 curl, 1 swirly thing there, and then it always finished with a fringe. For me anyway. And my fringe always got wet, curled up. So I permed my fringe, and that dropped out. What about you?
I did. The first time wasn't by choice. My aunt was visiting and my mum came back home one evening and I had a relaxer in my hair. Yeah.
Listen, I have a son, I don't have a daughter. Anyone perms my daughter's hair, it's war. What was your mum's reaction? Like, was she cool?
I mean, by that point, it was one of those things where it was done, but obviously she was annoyed. She was annoyed, but I think from that point then, it's either you maintain it or you grow it out or you do something to it. And I think at that point, because growing it out, was that an option then? I think it grew out. Yeah, I think we did grow it out, but it was just one of those things our mum just had to just do the best that she could with it, I think. But she wasn't pleased. I think it's not until I got to 6th form that I started transitioning out of the relaxer to go natural. And yeah, I had full support. My parents were behind that completely.
That's really good. How deep is it for you to let someone see you in your headscarf? Not deep at all. How is it for you?
It's not deep. I feel, for me personally, especially, okay, let's say it comes with like dating, for example, and it's like FaceTime.
I'm trying to like remember way back.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've been in a relationship for a long time, so I'm trying to like remember way back.
But you know what? I think it depends on the person. For me, I would only not wear the headscarf in let's say a FaceTime video or something, because this person will have a problem with it, it's not a case whereby, oh my god, I'm worried they'll see me in my headscarf. I personally don't want to deal with someone like, really Davini wearing your headscarf. It's like, yeah, because my hair needs to be kept neat. I'm in the house, I might fall asleep and forget to tie my hair down, so my headscarf is here. You need to see it in all its assortments, all its colours, all its everything. So, you know, for me, it's not a big deal for me, but I feel that other people make it a bigger deal than it really is.
People or men?
Men.
Right, okay.
Men make it a bigger deal.
So this is the reason why I'm blessed. I have a partner who ties his hair every single night. So it's just something that we do.
Yeah.
From day one. So I never felt like I was being judged for that. I've heard, I won't mention names, but I've heard other people's partners say to them like, why can't it be sexy night, not every night, head tie night? Yes, every night. Like, I don't see what the problem.
But the thing is, you can have a sexy head wrap. Like you want those little lace ones, you know, a little sexy pattern on it. You know?
Go to bed with a ruby woo lipstick on.
That matches the headscarf as well. Why not?
I don't think there's a problem. My previous job, I was working in another college in a predominantly white area. Wore my head tied to work and everyone's like, oh, this is great, it's good that you feel like you could do this.
You feel like it. But hang on, head wrap or head scarf?
Head wrap.
Okay.
But in saying that though, the reason why I call them the same thing is because they are literally the same thing. So like a colourful headscarf that I would wear to bed, like on another day I would feel no way about wearing it, but tying it completely differently to work, so that's why I kind of like call it the same thing.
But I feel like guys jump on the hype and like in my eyes I'm like, hang on a minute, you know your mum wears a headscarf, you know your sisters wear headscarf, you know your auntie's got that one scarf she won't take off. This is what I'm saying. So I'm like, why are you kind of like jumping on the mainstream hype of, oh gosh, she's got a headscarf? Because you know, what is the highest and the lowest amount you paid for braids or weave?
Braids. Is it? I've always called it Pinky Lion, but it's Canecolon. Canecolon. I've never. I've always called
Canecolon.
Hanky Lion. For £2. I feel like back in the day it was about £1. But what I used to do back in the day, going back to the secondary hairstyle, remember when people used to have one bun, this part slick, side, and then two plaits?
Yes.
So my two plaits probably come down to like about there. So I had like...
Did I ever see you? No, you didn't wear your hair like that when I knew you.
By the time we met, I was on the mature flex, just slick, neat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So then I had the two plaits that came down to about here, and then what I do is halfway through I'd add extra.
Yes, I remember because you had the two braids coming down. Yeah.
And that's where the Canky
Let's call it Canky Lion.
That's where that started. The most I paid for weave, 2009. A woman that lived near me and her name was Louise Pierre. As far as I know, Louise is actually doing boho extension locks, and they are faux locks, but they are kind of like wavy. You've probably seen them. But anyway, shout out to her because she's doing amazing. Anyway, so I went to Louise years and years ago because she was selling lace wigs. She was doing it from home.
And laces back in the day weren't what they were now.
Let me tell you this, yeah? Think about it. When was this? This was, I'm not trying to lie, this is probably about year 2009. It was just me and Michael Jackson. Nobody else was with. So I went to her, yeah? Student loan days. Right? Do you know how much I spent? Student loan days? £200. £200. Let me tell you, for the time, and then I had it in a bob, which was very similar to my natural hair. And it's quite funny because even when my mum saw it, she didn't know, because my natural bob was quite thick as well. Yeah. My mum didn't actually know the difference. So the wig was really good, but that was the most I ever spent on a wig. Those were the days where, and the lace did look like it was good.
It was good? Okay.
What about you?
I think around 2009. No, I think by 2009 it's true. So I'm thinking back to 2006, like 5 time when we finished sixth form. And no, can you imagine? Look how long ago that was, you know? That was a long time ago. And I remember then it was still
My
with,
chest.
because by that point I was transitioning, I was very much on my natural hair wave. I didn't, I was like, no, I can't wear a wig, I can't wear a weave, you know, I'm on my natural hair journey. I've got locks, conscious.
You was all anti.
While
I was all.
Do you know what? I think when you start off in the moment, you get, I think with anything new, you get very, very wrapped up in it to the point where like you're militant about it.
You do.
And I had some very angry views about a lot of things to do with hair.
Yeah.
And I think once I kind of went through that and I calmed down, I said, look, my journey's my journey, etc. Then I'd cut my locks. And I started going natural, and I said, okay, you know, I feel like being fabulous. I want to be swish, 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 you know. So I tried it. It didn't suit me one bit, but I tried it. And I think the most I was willing to part with, I think at any one time, was about $250.
So you topped it.
It was something, because I think what it is, I think I would buy a hair, a bundle, whatever, and it just wouldn't work, or it's like, oh no, I need some more, or no, actually maybe they get this new color. So it was pretty much like my trial and error type of phase, where that was the most collectively I spent. Then down the line you think, oh, maybe this wig might look good, or maybe and it just doesn't. So I think all in all it's a lot more, but any one time I think it was $250-ish. Yeah, but then it was definitely a waste of money, because I'll probably wear it for like 2 weeks, 4 weeks at a stretch, and then just be like, this is not me. And it just didn't feel right. So yeah, that was it for me. When looking at foundation, drugstore foundation, do you find your drugstores have your shade?
When I first moved, to be fair, I was young, so when I first moved to Southgate, I was probably about 10 anyway, so it wasn't none of my business wearing makeup. Once I got to a teenager, and I started to kind of like dab into makeup, and I was kind of interested in that type of thing, I noticed that the area that I lived in didn't have my shade. Often times, if they had a shade, it would be one shade, which would either be really light or really dark. And for me, like, I'm a very, I shouldn't say awkward skin tone, but I consider myself to be dark skinned. I know that there are people that are darker than me, but I believe that I fall in the category of dark skin. So unless you're like really light skin or really dark skin, it's hard to kind of find your shade. I know that a lot of companies has made some effort, I think since Rihanna did her Fenty and shamed up everyone, told them that their makeup's dusty. She just told them about her themselves, and I think it's really good. So NYX has stepped up their game. So now in the area that I live in, there's probably about 10, 20 different shades that are black shades. But then in saying that, I don't think I've ever found makeup that's exact skin tone where even my mum could look at me and not know I've got makeup on. Do you know? And that's what it is. When people say, do you have your skin shades? With makeup? No, usually I mix it. And especially because there's a completely different, my skin tone's completely different in the summer and the winter. Like I'm 4 shades darker in the summer. And to me, I consider that to be my natural skin tone, because
you're a summer child.
I'm a summer child. I'm a black child, so I'm supposed to always be in the sun.
Exactly.
So, you know, this winter tone to me is not my real tone.
No.
But no. I don't have access to my real.
But it's funny. It's not funny. It's interesting that you mentioned the two tones in between two, because I find my go-to foundations, even though it's not drugstore, but my go-to foundations would be MAC, or well, not less so MAC now, but Bobbi Brown, especially. And
I've tried them.
Yeah, no, they're really nice, and because they're light, like very nice and light on your skin. And I find whatever I'm buying, I have to buy 2 foundations, because I'm somewhere in the middle. And you think about undertones as well, like are you a yellow undertone, are you a red undertone? So whilst the colour may kind of look like your shade on the back of your hand, when you put it on your face, that's a totally different situation. And then 2, the oxidization and all that kind of good stuff makeup does. But so drugstores, foundation wise, I stayed away from for a long time, until recently with NYX and their extensive range. And even within that, they've got cool, they've got neutral, they've got different sets. So I bought 3 that will kind of like work with me, and I found the one that's closest to me as possible is the almond, and that was like £15.
That's
And
not
yeah,
bad.
and considering I usually pay between £26 and £36 for foundation,
Yeah,
because the Bobbi Brown is £36
right.
and the MAC is about 26.
Yeah,
so when you think about what you're saving as well for drugstore, and it works with my skin, and I can still use my combination. Fenty I used to use for the summer, but I found for the winter I need something a little bit different. But again, obviously Fenty's not drugstore. So it's kind of like in between where you're just thinking, like, what do I do? But as a cheaper option, NYX definitely works. So now I can find my shade if it's in stock.
Now.
But you know, look how many years ago was that exactly?
10 years ago, 15 years ago.
It wasn't there.
Put it this way, I was wearing those. You've got like the Pax cosmetic shops, and they used to sell those crappy little pressed powders, right? Do you remember? Because obviously I keep saying I'm a dark skinned woman, so I would always and I didn't really get tones when I was young. So I'd be like, oh, I'm dark skinned, go to the complete dark skin end, and then put this. When I put the powder on my face, it literally leaves this purpley tone. Do you remember that tone?
Yeah,
Only Pax cosmetic powders could do that. But yeah. So as much as we complain that that there's not a variety, in some ways there's been improvement.
It has.
But that's with us black girls making up noise.
Yeah, definitely. And also we have to kind of source from different. So you got to get like a bit from Fenty, a bit from MAC, a bit from Bobbi Brown, a bit from wherever else to mix. I'm sure there must be someone, like a black owned business out there that does thousands of shades of makeup for black women. And do you know what? If anyone could kind of like hit me up and let me know, I would, as long as it matches my skin tone, because I believe in black owned businesses, but they don't match my face. Then we can't come like that.
Support you, but yeah, I would be dedicated with that. Yeah.
Do you typically have a good or bad time at the hairdressers, and why?
I have been to the hairdressers 3 times in my life. Maybe twice, but as far as about 3 times. The first time, this is excluding braids. So I'm talking about them doing my natural hair. The first time I went to hairdressers, I researched,
Sorry. Oh, it's on. Okay, thank you.
So I researched hairdressers in the area. The area that I lived in, like I said, predominantly white. It's a bit mixed now. It's not that bad, but at the time it was predominantly white. So I was excited to find out that there was a hairdresser near us that, did black hair. So I looked at the reviews online, and then I encouraged my close friend to come with me, as you do, for support. She got her hair done too. Shout out to you. This was Christmas Eve.
No, of all the days. Oh.
This was Christmas Eve. We wanted to look hot for Christmas Day, hot for New Year's, big women. First time going to hairdressers. My friend, she wanted to get like this blonde strip in her hair. And I wanted, I think, auburn highlights in my hair or something like that, but my hair, I've been dyeing it jet black for years, so to lift that colour was really hard. They didn't do like a colour test, nothing like that. At the time we were teenagers, so we're just here for the quick fix, do you know what I mean? So we weren't really concerned for that, whereas if you go Tony and Guy, they'll tell you no, you need to come back. So anyway, my friend got her hair done, and they had the bleach in her hair for ages. I think they actually put perm in her hair as well. With me, they tried to bleach my hair, and I explained to them that I've been dyeing it black for so many years. The bleach only took to my scalp.
And that brings us to the end of part 1. Please go over now to part 2. Go, click it, and enjoy the second part of our Q&A.